Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy, actually, Amungus, your coach of the Atlanta Sobble. And we got something new and something special for you guys. We are very fortunate to have been picked up by a league needing a fill in. A league that I was kind of, following. A few coaches from leagues that I had done in the past were in this league. Started by Manny, who was a part of the PWD for a while. I just thought it was a really fun looking league. And one of the coaches happened to drop before playing their very first game, even. So we grabbed the team. We did not draft the team, although I will admit I'm satisfied with it. I definitely have no complaints about the coach or the team that the previous coach drafted. Team's fine by me. It's got nice little Dragon Fairy Steel Core, Dragonite Azumarill Metagross. Got my girl Miltank returning for some more draft battles. Rotom-Mow, Thievul, friends of the channel have used them very well, like Bishme, Arts, Shade, who actually was the coach, if you guys are familiar with Shade of Defeat and the Straw Hat Crocodile. This was supposed to be a Straw Hat Crocodile roster. However, instead, it's going to be played by myself and be rebranded as the Atlanta Sobble. I already did see my opponent, the Rilla Boomers, side of the battle, and I know that he still has me branded as the Straw Hat Crocodiles. That's fine. I could roll with the Pirates for at least a week. But, yeah, we're going to be the Atlanta Sobbles for this first season of the YCL, the YouTuber Challenge League. And, yeah, getting right into the battle. We wanted to lead with one of our fastest options besides the Scarf Rotom. And that's Thievul. Get some momentum possibly, or if he leads with his Prankster Meowstic, like I seen was a possibility, then we'll be able to possibly taunt. And if it's the Screens variant that I had kind of predicted that it would be if he would have leaded with it, then we can play around that with Thievul being a mixed or a potentially mixed attacker. I was sitting with my fingers crossed, hoping that maybe he would think I was special and set up the light screen first, which my opponent does. So we're able to get the taunt off before he's able to get a reflect up, which is great for us. We can then knock off, and predictably, like, you're probably don't want to stay in with a taunted Meowstic in this situation, so predictably something else will come in, and no matter what that is, will take huge damage because of my ability Stakeout. Granted, if I wasn't special, it could have been fairly safe to assume that that might have been the reason why, being an ability that doubles my physical attack. However, there's probably no way of really knowing that until you see the damage off of this first switch and knockoff. So we get huge damage on the Nidoking, which was a big threat with its ability to cover and have coverage moves for the majority of the threats on my team. I did bring an Assault Vest, Azumarill, to try to tank the Sludge Wave, but it would have very barely survived. Any chip damage would have been able enough to get him to get a kill, and it was just a really big threat to get a lot of damage off on. We still get big damage off as well on the Colossal, considering it's obviously pretty defensive and that kind of thing. we more or less then just taunt, thinking that this could be the stealth rock user for the team. We block a Will-O-Wisp, but ironically, we end up getting burned on the next turn because I figure at this point, alright, great. Devil has done tremendous work compared to what I thought it would do. We'll go ahead and get this thing out of here, and we get burned on the U-turn. So, ironic that we dodged the Will-O-Wisp and still got burned, but hey, that's Pokemon. There's nothing that either of us can do to control that. We think about going to the Assault Vest Azumarill here, but decide that that's, got such a great matchup against the team, we want to preserve it for a while. We go to the Miltank because the Flamethrower should be coming out, and it does. So the Thick Fat ability is enough to soak this up for us. Even though it doesn't have special defense investment, we also do end up getting another burn off of the Flamethrower chance. And, it is what it is. That's just unfortunate. Once again, nothing that anybody can really do about that. We also did prepare wisely. Knowing that he had Meowstic, he also had on his roster Comfey. He had Liepard. And Melodic, one of the Pokemon that he did bring, as well as Nidoking. All can annoy with status attacks. Definitely a route I could have seen viable for him. So I happen to have brought the Heal Bell on my Miltank. We may have made a slight misjudgment in the potential of this Linoone right here by going ahead and going for the rocks, but my thinking is it's still 6-6 at this point, especially once I get this Heal Bell off. Maybe I can live in attack and extreme speed with my defensive investment and pull off a Heal Bell. Or not a Heal Bell, but a Milk Drink as well. Which, in hindsight, maybe I should have just gone Heal Bell straight into Milk Drink. But, it ended up working out. The rocks are good. That I do end up getting some chip damage off of them. Although, I take an extra turn of burn damage and I do lose my Miltank at this point in the game. I don't know if that was totally necessary, but it is what it is. And honestly, here I make a couple of other, I wouldn't say misplays, but I would say weak plays, meaning that with the pressure on from this setup Linoone like this, that I didn't do the things that I could have done to immediately get rid of it. I don't think I could have, possibly put the pressure on a little sooner. But at the same time, you could say that I do wear it down a bit. I had picked up this team and battled within a couple days. I think it was just on Saturday that I had got contacted for the league, and then on Sunday I focused on my playoff match for PWD. But on Monday I got this battle done. Excuse me for tripping all over trying to say that. And also my opponent, I believe, is in Australian time zone. Either way, he was up really late, and so it was early morning Monday. So the usual, I know exactly what this is going to do. I could have prepared better for the coverages, for Metagross, for the damage from the Linoone, and had more of an idea of what max attack Linoone would do to Metagross would do to Miltank, and so that's why I called those weak plays. And I'm not. It's not an excuse. It's still weak play. Could have played a little bit better, but I wasn't equipped with quite the same level of matchup knowledge that I usually am going into my draft battles. So that's why we do all that prep, because without it, mistakes will probably happen more likely. Anyway, at this point, this was kind of intended to be my primary win con, but we knew with the multi-scale that we would definitely live one hit. And so we just match extreme speed for extreme speed at +1. Um, like I said, this was intended to be my win con from here on out. I think that my opponent put a little extra defensive investment in the melodic, but I still should have had a roll's chance to kill. I'm not sure if my opponent found a way to make the kill not a roll, but I believe I believe I had a chance to pick up this kill, and they're able to survive quite comfortably, may I add. That's why I could tell that it's, somehow they got some extra defense on here, on their competitive build, or, yeah, and good on them. They're able to reset my stats, and so therefore Dragonite is not able to defeat Latios without the speed boost. Latias without the speed boost. So that was a very smart play on my opponent, and they definitely made a number of well done plays. I think that my lead matchup had gotten me a really large advantage that was hard to come back from. But they do a very good job of that, and at this point in the game, it's kind of starting to even back out from where Thievul did not get any kills per se, but really shook up the game plan and did a lot of huge, definitely, especially the Nidoking, did a lot of huge damage on the team. Nidoking's unique typing and such could have made it an interesting pivot, but you can't come in and out of it with rocks on the field and it at red health, whatever that health may be. So like I said, without the speed boost, Dragonite of course cannot defeat Latias. It goes down there, no multi-scale to help it anymore. That was just a well played and well executed answer by my opponent. And I kind of brought the top 3 Pokemon, Dragonite, Azumarill, and Metagross, as 3 potential winners of this game, with the other 3 kind of setting them up for success. Metagross is obviously gone at this point. Dragonite's already gone at this point, and so I know at this stage in the battle it's 4 versus 3. It's kind of 3 versus 3 when you consider the amount of damage on the Nidoking, but this thing's still a huge threat. Special attacker, and I have an assault vest, Azumarill, but I cannot afford to let this Azumarill faint at any point in this match. If I lose my Azumarill, Rotomo and Thievul are probably not going to be able to finish them off, especially with Thievul at 1 HP and not being able to outspeed Latias if it is timid. Well, I mean, I guess you would just say that it depends on how much speed he ran on it, because there's different ways to hit different speeds. But I digress. They go to Meowstic here. They set up a Reflect to maybe try to cushion the possible Belly Drum set, but it obviously works extremely well in order to extend the amount of turns Meowstic can sit in front of this Azumarill. Live in the Aqua Jet, which I should have just went for knockoff. I knew that they were going to use a priority move, so I that was a weak play as well. I got very lucky that they were able that they missed the Thunder Wave, because the potential of a paralyzed when I needed a Zoomer out here swinging is not something that I wanted to face at this point in the match when I'm really close and or trying, honestly, maybe trying to come back from the damage done by the Belly Drum Linoon. So, like I said, the most important thing is to make sure that this doesn't faint under any circumstance. And we know that Nidoking is alive. We know that it's barely going to have any health left when it comes in from rocks. And we know that Melodic kind of just walls this thing. So we got to play around that. The speed here on Colossal is enough. We're, once again, we don't take the temptation of the Aqua Jet into the Reflect. We just go for the stronger Waterfall, pick up that kill. But behind Reflect, Melodic, we're basically just waiting on Melodic at this point, because we're basically waiting on this thing because we've got to get the edge on it somehow, some way. And if we can wear down the Reflect, that's obviously like the ideal situation. In hindsight, I could have possibly even played this slightly smarter, but I did have the time to run a few calcs, and I knew that I could survive any one hit from the Latias. I just needed to kind of scout the set, see if it was choiced. If I had forced them to lock into maybe Psyshock with a choice scarf Latias at this stage in the game, maybe then, I could have even took out the rest of his team with the Thievel. But when we see Calm Mind, obviously that confirms that it is not choice. So we just kind of go for a hit, I think we do end up outspeeding in this situation. Yeah, we end up outspeeding, and we get off some more damage, but, without the stakeout boost, Thievel's a lot less effective, even a Pokemon that it hits super effectively. And that's okay. We brought it in at 1 HP as kind of a sacrifice. It ended up burning off the last little bit of Reflect as well, which allows Azumarill to come in. And assuming that we don't have any bad RNG, crit, paralyze, something of that effect, flinch, depending on what moves you use, who knows. We just sit through this Thunderbolt. We knew that we should live it as long as no RNG took place, or a miss, which is RNG as well, of course. And we're able to pick up the kill on the Latias, which is basically the last Pokemon. Of course, the Nidoking's still going to come in. We're going to click Aqua Jet and pick up our first win in our first battle of the YCL. If I didn't say this clearly before, big shout out to my opponent, the Rilla Boomers, and I believe the channel name is Luke. I just want to double check that real quick. So I'm that's why I'm kind of pausing on my talking. But the link to their channel will most definitely be in the description. And actually, it looks like the channel name is #MyGenDraftLeague. So we'll link y'all up for that. You can check out their side of the battle as well as more content coming out from them for the rest of the YCL. You know, still early in the season. I think that they played a very good match. So plenty of time for this coach to bounce back still. And I thought they were a very, very nice person, and meeting them and getting matched up on short notice. So check them out if you're checking this out and want to catch up with some more of the YouTubers in the YCL. Until then, I'm kind of just rambling at this point. It was a great battle, but I'm out. Can't wait to see y'all for PWD finals and the rest of the YCL. Peace.